Ravi, so can we start? Because it is showing over here, it's being live streamed. So can we start the session, Ravi sir? Thank you. Okay. So good evening, everyone. I think Prakash sir is there or no? Good evening, everyone. So here we are with the day 2 of the session of NEP series. And since we had a successful session yesterday, the day 2 also has a lot of energetic speakers and energetic esteemed educators over here. So before I start the session, I would like to introduce about IDYM. What is IDYM? IDYM is a group of companies founded by Mr. E.R. Ravi Shankar Kumar sir, and IDYM group of companies has got members from 195 countries. Sir graduated as a mechanical engineer and jumped into the corporate world and gained a lot of experience and has always had this dream since his childhood to be able to study space technology. To realize this dream, he thought of a startup idea where he engages a team of experts to educate young minds about the fascinating aspects of space technology. This idea came to him in 2009, but due to some or the other reasons, it got delayed and was only set up in August 2020. He gathered a team of like-minded people and thus started his journey of bringing space to the earth. When he used to talk about space technology during his childhood days, people responded by saying that it is something only great minds and scientists can pursue as a career. This stayed back with him, and that is why he started this organization. He was determined to make this dream possible, as many kids were unaware and uneducated about space technology. He wanted the kids to think of it as something that can be achievable and can be thought of as a career prospect as well. The foundation strategy was to first cover the whole of India before going global, and that is what Sir did. In a short span of 3 months, they were able to host at least one workshop in each state of India, and now the number has crossed to a count on a diverse group of 52 plus countries. Sir has been able to impact 1 lakh plus students, of which 15 students have even built and launched their satellites. 150 students are in the process of making their own satellites under the guidance of IDYM group of companies. That's remarkable. Hope to keep growing. We have been able to impact more enthusiastic and eager to learn kids across the globe. Let us make India the number one in all aspects. I think for with this NEP series also, we are going to make a remarkable achievement with all the esteemed educators over here. So before I start the session, I think yesterday also I was the first speaker. Today, unfortunately, I am the first speaker. So myself, Sonal Judge, and I'm an education in early years foundation researcher. I would like to start the session with the NEP series, and today's topic is foundational literacy and numeracy. Just give me a minute to start my slide, please. Is it visible? Is the slide visible? No.
It not, ma'am. Yes, now it's visible, ma'am. Yes, Sonal ma'am, it's visible now.
Is it visible? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible and it's visible also, ma'am. You can proceed.
Okay, so I'll start from your onwards. Okay. On my camera.
Recording
They
in
have to
progress.
identify the letter, they have to see the letter, and at the same time, do the sequencing of the letter also. Animals in natural habitat. What are teaching aids? How can we use the teaching aids? So sometimes we don't have the technology, sometimes we don't have infrastructure in school. Like for government schools, we lack in infrastructure. So here the teaching aids were made out of old Amazon boxes and converted into an aquarium. I have used the cutouts from the pictures, and aquarium is made and shown the children about the water animals. And the same carton box was used as a zoo for the children to show the animals staying in their natural habitats. Celebrating festivals in class. We have used old gift boxes that are thrown away and converted them into Christmas festivities to show the festive spirit in the class. The Christmas tree was made from the leftover chart paper. We didn't want to waste money, and we didn't want to invest money on things that are going to be in the class for a year and not be reusable. So the old chart papers were used and converted into Christmas trees, and children were told to bring the decoration and hang on the trees. Creative activity was given to the child, covering the snowman in the winter, the Christmas tree, and they were told to stick the parts of the body, for example, eyes, nose, etc. And for the Diwali, we had a chart paper cut out from the diya making, and each and every child was told to hold the diya and hang it on the ribbon. That way, they could make the toran in the class. Though the activity sheets that are lying in the class for the whole year can be used and cut out and made into festival spirits in the class. The same way, the Christmas tree coloring books and the coloring chart papers and worksheets, reuse them, convert them into a Christmas collage for a Christmas activity. This way, we save on money. This way, we start investing and help children learn the SDG, that is called the Sustainable Developmental Goals. Rather than wasting money and not being able to reuse the thing again, start using the worksheets that are lying in the class rather than throw them away. How to make words fun. This is the fun way to use literacy and numeracy. Make chart papers, make laminated worksheets or laminated picture talk sessions. Tell the child to come out, identify the letter, read the 3-letter word. This way, a game can be played in the class along with all the children participating so that they learn about social emotional bonding also. A fun way to read and learn. Make pictures on the chart paper on A4 sheet paper with each alphabet and let the child learn how the owl is, how the onion is, and at the same time, they will learn the spellings also. Tell the child to read out each and every letter, the capital letter, the consonants, the vowels, etc. So here we have vowel and consonants together. The child has to identify the consonant and the vowel together and see that 3-letter word is 4-letter word.
पता है आपको?
This is a picture talk. Here I have made a watermelon cutout, and the children were given cutouts of letter W. Each child has to identify the picture, stick it on the watermelon so that all the concepts of watermelon are stuck on the letter W. So a W, small w, capital W, and window, watermelon, well, watch, all the alphabets from the letter W are stuck on the piece of a watermelon. At the same time, the color coordination is given. The color of the fruit is green. But when you cut the fruit, it is red in color. So this is called as multi-dimensional learning, 3-in-1 learning. So we have to start using foundation literacy and numeracy, combining all the learning strategies together. Learning through art and craft. The paper plates are used. Sometimes we have activities in the class. We give children parties, small parties. The paper plates are lying unused in the class. Tell the children to do origami, make an event, make a theme, stick board as a water transport. Let them come up with their own innovation, with their own innovative ideas. Here we have a parts of the flower. The child has to put the palm printing of the hand and make parts of the flower using the thumb as a leaf. So art integration along with foundation literacy and numeracy is a language itself. That is why we say art as a language. We have this thermocol glass converted into bunny rabbit. Each and every child was given a glass, and children were told to do the domestic animal concept, and every child had to make eyes, nose, and everything. So this way the children learn creativity along with academic learning. We have to start fusing all the three things together. The caterpillar is shown over here. Children have to do palm printing of the hand. Each and every child can do the palm printing of the hand, make a chain on the scales of the caterpillar, and with the fingers, they can draw the legs of the caterpillar. So this way, the parts of the body are used, caterpillar is covered, and at the same time, the color concept is given together. Gamification is used, foundation literacy and numeracy. The old bottles that are lying unused, like for Nimbus, Amul Cool bottles, don't throw them away. Stick it on the chart paper. Old bangles can be used. Game can be played in the class. Tell the child to identify the color. Tell the child to read the number on the card. For example, if you're showing numeracy, the child has to identify the number. Okay, this is 5. Give 5 bangles to the child. Tell the child to throw the bangle on the bottle. This way, the eye-hand coordination happens. The target is covered. At the same time, learning is happening. So numeracy skills are covered accordingly. The concept learning. Sometimes when you're faced with technology not working, what are you going to do? So immediately on a paper, start a game. Like for example, take a dice or something, tell the child to pick up the dice, count the number of dots on the dice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Throw the dice on the paper. And on the paper, where the dice is going to start, like for example, you throw those dice and it stops on the farm animal. The child has to identify the farm animals. What is the number on the dice? 5. So the child will say 5 farm animals. So this way, gamification is covered. The child is learning concept, and at the same time, the science concept is also covered in the class. When sometimes the technology is not working, immediately start playing a game in the class. In the same way, the numeracy skills are covered. Circle the correct pictures, count and trace, count and match, and how many triangles, how many shapes are there. So we have to do it yourself worksheet, making maths fun rather than go to Pinterest and start printing worksheets randomly and give it to the child. Put the concept in the mind. See what is the plan for the day. Accordingly, plan the lesson plan for the day in the same way. This is the brain energizers. Here we had an activity of the fruit concept. Each and every child were told to color the fruits. And on the art paper, the children were told to draw a fruit basket. They were given a fruit basket on the paper, and each and every child had to stick assorted fruits, identify the fruits, and stick it on the fruit basket. Like, for example, B for banana, G for grapes. Vegetables are there. So when you are doing the vegetable concept, this activity can be taken into consideration, the fruit basket and the concept of sticking of fruits, coloring them at the same time. This is the daily activities board game. You have to just write actions over here. Tell the child 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, number 4. So this is bear, walk, and round. We have to start using kinesthetic learning. What is kinesthetic learning? We have to start movement in the learning along with the academic. So that is called as kinesthetic learning technique. Glimpses from my experience. Here we have a collage activity of butterfly. The children were doing a story, the drama into a story. That is dramatization of the story with children doing the role play rather than teachers participating in the story. Give children masks, provide them with animal characters, tell them to dress up as animal characters. So that is foundational literacy and numeracy along with the role play characters. Here the game of the Connect 4 is used, and children are told to do the assorted number game. Children are told to count the numbers, identify the numbers, count the number of red dice, count the number of yellow dice, and accordingly, the addition and the subtraction is seen. Like, for example, the child is going to pick up 4 coins of red and 4 coins of yellow. So 4 plus 4, he will count and say total 8 number. He will write number 8 on the paper. This is how we are going to start numeracy skills rather than show the child automatically on the board, okay, number 8 likho book pe. Unless and until you show the child how number 8 is written, how are you going to incorporate the number 8? This is the best way using the Connect 4 game in the class. The story of the crocodile and the monkey, we didn't have technology, we didn't have anything in the school. So we just took a branch of a tree. One of the teachers became a monkey. We bought a bunch of fruits from the market, and crocodile cutout was taken, and a plastic sheet was taken as a water. So how are you going to tell the story of a monkey and a crocodile using the actual plant and the banana? And accordingly, the child learns a lot of emotional bonding skills. The teachers are collaborating together. Teamwork is there. So this is what the child is going to see in the class. The teachers are collaborating, learning, and teaching us at the same time. And the story is also happening. We had community involvement and individualized learning system. Children were told to teach their parents on drawing session. Each and every month, a parent community meeting is always conducted so that teachers become the children become the teachers and instruct parents. How are they going to teach its parents what has to be done in the class? So this is called as integrated learning of community development. Unless we involve parents in the learning journey, unless we involve parent-teacher meetings and help parents pick up what the child is learning in the school rather than have just a normal open house session. So these are the kind of some of the activities. We have this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So we have to introduce community helpers. How are you going to introduce the community helpers? We are just going to call sweeper or anything. Tell the child to pick up the broom. Sometimes educators have to shed their inhibition. We don't need to feel shy कि हमें broom नहीं उठाना है. Carry the broom in your hand. Show the child the skill. How are the sweepers going to do? Keep the environment clean. No matter, even if you have to pick up the broom, it's not going to make you come down. So Swachh Bharat Abhiyan was taken in the class, and the snack time, the children were told to clean the surface with what the didis and the bhaiyas do in the class. Tell them to experience that. Respect the didis and the bhaiyas at the school. They are a part of a team also. Without them, the school will not function. So how are you going to teach them? Tell the children to adopt a skill in the class, come down with them on their level, teach them in such a practical way that they start respecting the community helpers in our society. Here we had a baking concept. We didn't have an oven in the class. So the old paper bag was taken as an oven, used as an oven. I was holding the oven and a baker was dressed up as a baker. And we incorporated a cooking activity in the class of a chocolate ball. Chocolate ball doesn't need gas cooking. So children were told to bring Marie biscuits, cocoa powder, milkmaid, and they were told to mix the batter, mess it with your hands, because sometimes messy activities give a lot of learning to the child. The children made chocolate balls, kept it in the oven to see how the baking is done, how the bakers make the cake and the chocolate. So this kind of practical activity has to be infused in the project-based learning concept. The fruit chart is given introducing the fruit concept in the class. Children were told to bring cutout fruits, cooking activity on a fruit chart taken. At the same time, color coordination was done. Fruits were taught, seedless fruits, edible seeds fruits, and assorted fruits were given to the child. This is motivational learning. When the children are participating for an event or anything, how are the children going to do the teamwork? They have to respect the culture. They have to respect the traditions of the school and the community and take equal part in creating a healthy community. So a practice session of the dance was here. Make sure the process keeps going. The cycle of discovery and learning, the discovery, the pleasure, the repetition, the mastery, and the confidence. We have to see that all these integrated learning methods are happening in the class rather than going the old monotonous method of copying from the blackboard, giving them worksheet. Start fusing these things in the class, start incorporating these things in the class. And never forget, when you teach what you love and share what you know, you open eyes, minds, hearts, and souls to unexplored worlds. Festive spirit of Christmas activity, the Christmas spirit. We have to start adopting the concept of Ubuntu. It is I am because we are. Unless we teach children the team building, the peer-to-peer learning concept, we will not be able to help the child that how are we going to function as a society to make a creative society. One person cannot change the whole thing. So a team effort is taken into consideration. I am because we are. A strong message for all the generations. Now we have the rainy season concept, the transport concept, the water concept, and the land transport. On the chart paper, children were told to identify the vehicles. This is the play-based learning where we introduce the transport system along with the signal. How are we going to follow the traffic rules? What is the significance of each color of the signal? The children were told to identify red color, yellow color, green color. Say the poem of the song of the traffic signal. What does the red signal say? What does the yellow signal say? And help them learn to obey traffic rules. Play a skit in the class so that children learn to become good citizens in the society also. We teach. If a child doesn't know how to read, we teach. If a child doesn't know how to swim, we teach. If a child doesn't know how to multiply, we teach. If a child doesn't know how to drive, we teach. If a child doesn't know how to behave, we teach, and only teach. Don't punish the child. Let them fail. Let them learn on their own. 1 or 2 times, they will pick up the skill. Teaching isn't easy. It's not for everyone. But for those of us who have dedicated our lives to teaching, we know it is our calling. Teaching is what we do best. This is the art therapy where I was invited as a judge to judge an art competition. And the themes were given to the children, the drawing the children made. Children come out with beautiful, multiple imagination and talent. So give them exploratory learning. Tell them to experiment. Tell them to come down and use their imagination, whatever they have in their minds. Don't stop their minds from thinking creatively. This is for the parents. 11 things kids want from the parents. Showing is better than telling. I learn by watching you. Love me, give me hugs and kisses. You can't spoil me with those. The kind and the firm discipline. My brain is still developing, and so I'm slow in learning. But I do want to learn. If you patiently and kindly teach me, be my safe haven. Always be there for me, no matter what. Talk with me. Don't just talk to me. Hear me. Sometimes I just want to be heard without judgment or lecture. Accept who I am. Don't constantly compare me to other kids. Let me play outside a lot. Give me food that is nutritious and yummy. And the most of it is trust me. Let me make my own decisions on non-safety or health-related things. I couldn't learn to walk without falling. I can't learn to make good decisions without making bad ones. Encourage me. Your praise means so much to me. These are the action pointers for the parents as well as the educators. How are they going to use them? We have to start incorporating sign language learning. That is how to respect children with special needs. That is more in trend now because most of the children are having learning disorders. So how are we going to incorporate this skill? Let goodness speak. Talk to your children about bullying. Whenever you see your children laughing or making fun of a child with special needs, stop them immediately and speak to them about it. Let them know it is not right. Ask them how will they feel if someone did the same thing to them. Do not talk about other children negatively in front of your children. They will grow up doing the same thing. Show your children videos of children with special needs so they will be aware of them if they see them in the public. Teach your children to respect children who are different. Let your children play with children who are different. Love and respect others, and your children will do the same. What children need is a sound mind and a sound body. What kids need before they fall asleep? A hug, a bedtime story, their favorite teddy bear, a drink of water, one last step to the bathroom. And you know, they have used up every last ounce of patience in your body. This is for all the educators. We are always filling up with patience inside us. Self-redirection, that is self-esteem, the key to your child's happiness. Self-esteem, higher productivity, higher contentment, happiness. How am I like to do my outstanding work? And we have to incorporate the HOTS, that is called as the high order thinking skills. Parenting, if adults don't take charge, children will. If educators don't take charge, children will take the charge. Children are more secure when they have a caring, yet firm adult in charge, someone that gives them choices and freedom all within limits. So we have to start incorporating the outcomes of each and every kind of a permissive behavior and a neglectful behavior. Segregate these kind of behaviors and see what is going to be age appropriately for a perfect child. Early childhood educators make the world a better place for children today and shape the future of the world tomorrow. If teaching was so easy that all of the kids did all of their work, paid attention all of the time, and got it right the first time, anyone could do it. Real teaching takes patience, intuition, coaching, and building relationships to help kids with unlimited variables succeed. This is real education. What makes a teacher successful? The acronym of the teacher, the educator, and the caretaker having effective resources. We are the educators and we are the caretakers at the same time, and we have to be ready with the effective resources. That is why we are called as teachers. 25 things successful teachers do differently. This is the kind of a professional learning network. How a good teacher becomes great. So know how to take risks. They are consistently saying yes to each and every action of theirs. They're reflective. They seek out mentors. They communicate with parents. They enjoy their work. I love teaching. Adapt to student needs. Welcome change in the classroom. Explore new tools. Give emotional support. Comfortable with the LinkedIn. And they are not threatened by the parent adulation. Bring fun. Teach holistic behavior. Never stop learning and incorporate the professional learning network. Break out of the zone. Masters of the subject. These are the kinds of small things that make a teacher very great. The 7 habits of the highly effective teachers who use technology. They share, and they share more. Collaborate beyond school walls. Share best practices to benefit everyone. They are extremely thorough and think 2 steps ahead. Know the answers to questions and have concrete examples. They actively care. Always thinking of ways to engage their students. Embrace technology because it allows them to make a greater impact. They embrace change and they are the moderators and early adapters. Realize the only change brings progress. They are malleable and can easily adapt. Aware that technology is always changing and adopt the big picture. Freedom of self-thinking and self-study. These are the part of foundational literacy and numeracy. We cannot ignore these things. The purposeful experience of celebrating festival in the class, how the children are going to learn the emotional team building, the festive spirit, the community at large. Remote learning, that is engage children in learning remotely. Use printouts. You have to invest money on the printouts. Show children how a fire brigade function. What are the skills that a fire brigade needs to adopt, and what are the techniques used to distinguish the fire in the class. So the children listening to the concept very eagerly. Life skills, building new habits. Come down to the level of the child. Start practicing real life skills in the class so that children learn from you. Teachers as a self-made box, building a platform to understand childhood as early years and foundational for little stages in life. Become the vegetable vendor in the class. Come down to the level of the child. Teach the concept of more or less, that is foundational literacy and numeracy, blended together along with the concept of vegetable vendor in the class. When teachers enjoy their work, give room to students to always succeed and take risk. Social emotional literacy, art of building new habits. The table manners are taught to the children, and this is going to help them in the higher classes as they become independent. The folding of the handkerchief, the cleaning of the bag, taking charge of your responsibilities, etc. This is the constructivist learning, exposure of students at every educational level, creating morality values. The children are hearing a story in the library, and at the same time, the child has to pick up each line what the teacher is saying so that the teacher can ask the child, what is the story about? The small questions of how, why, when. Children love these kind of learning strategies. That is all for today. Thank you. Just give me 1 minute. I'll switch you. So now I think we have next speaker over here. That is Prakash sir. Just give me a minute, please. I think, was the PPT visible to each and everyone? Any questions about the PPT? Anyone wants to say, please? Prakash sir, do you have any questions, please?
No, ma'am. It was a very fine session.
Okay. So I would like to invite my second speaker over here. That is Prakash Babkar sir, Aba Sahib. That his qualification is MA, BA, and he has an education and administration experience of total 23 years. He has worked with D.Ed College for 0 to 5 years, worked with the residential school for 5 years, worked as a principal for 13 years, and he is currently working as a principal of CBSE school in Pune, Maharashtra. He has a teaching experience with pre-primary to standard 12 students of CBSE and Maharashtra State Board. Please welcome, sir. The platform is all yours.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Sonal ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, IDYM Foundation, for giving me an opportunity to be present here. I would like to enlighten everyone with the FLN, that is the Foundational Literacy and Numeracy. This was the mission under Nipun Bharat. This new national policy, education policy is the first to advocate bringing preschool education into the main fold of the formal institutionally managed education system. Considering the challenge of equipping every child with FLN skills, a national mission for FLN called Nipun Bharat has been launched by the Government of India. The vision of the mission is to create an enabling environment to ensure universal acquisition of foundational literacy and numeracy so that every child achieves the desired learning competencies in reading, writing, and numeracy by the end of the class third. Moreover, the aim is also to establish a strong link and smooth transition between preschool and the early grades. NEP 2020 expressed serious concern that there are about 5 crore children in our country who are unable to read, write, or perform 4 basic mathematical operations. This was very serious concern, and good, we are into discussion about this FLN and spreading the word throughout the country. A mission entitled Nipun Bharat was launched at the national level for this purpose with the aim of making all students in grade 3 and beyond in the country to achieve foundational literacy and numeracy by 2025. The mission focuses on 5 areas. Number 1 is providing access and retaining children in foundational years of schooling, teachers' capacity building, development of high quality and diversified student and teacher resource and learning materials, tracking the progress of each child and achieving learning outcomes, and addressing the nutrition and health aspects of the children. The major objective of FLN mission is to ensure that children attain grade level competencies in reading, writing, and numeracy. NEP says to ensure inclusive classroom environment by incorporating play, discovery, and activity-based pedagogies. We have seen in previous session by Sunal ma'am These lot of things are being shown the same. I'm also reading about them. To enable the children to become motivated, independent, and engaged readers and writers with the comprehension processing, purchasing, sustainable reading, and the writing skills. To make children understand reasoning and domains of number measurements and shapes with the help of the various teaching aids. To ensure availability and effective usage of high quality and culturally responsive teaching learning materials in children. To focus on continuous capacity building of teachers, academic resource persons, and the administrators. To actively engage with all stakeholders, that is teachers, parents, students, community, and the policymakers for building a strong foundation in lifelong learning. To lay emphasis and prioritize foundational learning, the program will be implemented in mission mode with the use and strengthening of the existing mainstream structures. Now let us see what is the vision of FLN. The vision of this mission is to create enabling environment in all aspects to ensure universal acquisition of FLN in primary classes by 2026 and 27, so that every child achieves the desired learning competencies in reading, writing, and numeracy at the end of class 3, which is very important, and not later than class 5. So, moreover, we find that there are still these problems we face that the children are not able to read, write. So, this mission is definitely working with us, and it will also help every teacher and all the students to attain the competencies. Now, the focus of this foundation learning will be holistic development of students by accentuating their creative potential as envisaged in NEP 2020. Learning will be holistic, integrated, inclusive, and enjoyable, and also engaging. Now, what is the need of this FLN mission? There is a strong national concern today regarding the poor learning levels of the children at various stages of our school education. Once students fall behind, then they are not able to catch it up. The NEP 2020 further reiterates that it is imperative to address this crisis for attaining foundational literacy and numeracy for all. My next point is about what are the foundational literacy and numeracy skills. What goes into acquiring literacy skills? The pre-existing knowledge of language, which helps us in building the literacy skills in the languages. Now, the key components are as below. Number one is the oral language development. The experiences in oral language are important for developing skills in reading and writing. The next one is the phonological awareness. This domain includes the competencies of word awareness, rhyme awareness, and awareness within, which should emerge from their meaningful engagement with the languages. Decoding this domain includes competencies of print awareness, akshara knowledge, and decoding and word recognition. Next one is about the vocabulary, which is very important. This domain includes competencies of oral vocabulary reading, analysis of words. Reading fluency, this refers to the ability to read text with the accuracy, speed, expression, and comprehension that allows children to make meaning from the text. Then writing, this domain includes the competencies of writing aksharas and words as well as writing for expression. Now, foundational numeracy and mathematical skills. Foundational numeracy means the ability to reason and apply simple numerical concepts in daily life problem solving, the major aspects, and understand the number system. Now, there are some points here. Pre-number system concepts, that is counting and understanding the number system. Numbers and operation of numbers. Learn conventions needed for mastering the mathematical techniques such as the use of base 10 system to represent the numbers, shapes and spatial understanding, perform simple computations in her or his own way up to 3-digit numbers and apply this to their daily life. Measurements to understand and use standard
Sorry to interrupt
algorithms to
you, sir.
perform.
Sir, excuse me, sorry to interrupt you. I will share your
Yeah.
PPT on screen, sir. So it's your PPT. You have shared to me as well as
Okay,
on
fine, no
group.
problem.
Uh-huh. Okay, I will proceed the
There are
next slide.
measurements.
Uh-huh. Which slide is going on, sir, now?
I am at the last slide.
Okay, sir. Okay, I will. Slowly. You can continue, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Then we have measurements to understand and use standard algorithms to perform operations in of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division on numbers up to 3 digits. Then we have got data handling, identify and extend simple patterns starting from repeating shapes to patterns and numbers. Interpret simple data information in his or daily activities. So this was here. Then today I came across the NCRT report here. I would like to read. These schools are finding it very difficult to get the admissions, and the students going to school is reducing, and this reduction in the intake of the school will be going till 2025. So we have got around, the NCRT says by in report that country had 2,171 schools and 2.30 crores students learning. But the increasing strength of the students, it was seen considerably, but it is also decreasing in many of the states, which is a point of concern. So there are a lot of schemes coming under RT Act, and even the Jilla Parishad education programs. There are midday meals and also the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. So these are all helping us to see that the foundation literacy and numeracy is being achieved by the students up to the grade 3, which is a very important thing. Here I have got opportunity to discuss with everyone. So here with my presentation, if there are any questions, I'll be able to answer. Yes, thank you everyone. Now here I would like to introduce our next speaker, Principal Mrs. Ashwini Pansare ma'am. By qualification, she is MSc B.Ed, MCM and DSM. She is also pursuing PhD in the field of education. She holds the principal post of Bal Seva CBSE English Medium School in Pune, Maharashtra. Her teaching experience is of 14 years and administrative experience of 5 years. She is also a motivational speaker, writer, and good presenter of educational organization. She is also awarded the Innovation Ambassador for 2022. She is also trainer, certified mentor, and lifelong learner. She is also speaker for Times India TV, IDYM, IIV, Namaste India, and OM TV. So let's all welcome Principal Mrs. Ashwini Pansari ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful presentation and wonderful sharing from your side.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Okay. Very good evening, all of you. It's a privilege and honor to Ravi Shankar sir and Dinul ma'am and Sonal ma'am to giving me an amazing opportunity to sharing my views and knowledge on the topic foundational literacy and numeracy. Education. What do you mean by education? Nelson Mandela's one statement: education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And what NEP says, NEP says same, because we all know that education is the manifestation already in man. This sentence by Swami Vivekananda. So my today's topic is foundational literacy and numeracy. Before starting the actual presentation, I just want to explain what is the difference between literacy and what is the difference between numeracy. Our exact motto and our vision on this discuss, or today we all on in this platform for the purpose of sharing the NEP 2020, what NEP says. Nipun Bharat inaugurated virtually in 5th July 2021 by the Central Education Minister, Mr. Ramesh Pokhriyal sir. So, what NEP says means in the foundational literacy and numeracy, we all know that like a basic need, food, shelter, and clothes. So, in foundational literacy and numeracy, the ecolacy, not ecology, ecolacy, literacy, and numeracy. These three things are very important in the current education system. So, what 5C system in the NEP involved? With the help of that only, we'll get a holistic and multidisciplinary education. So, creative and critical thinking, communication, compassion, and confidence. So, these 5C systems are very important. The present era belongs to the knowledge, societies with the quality, education being the fundamental pillar of this NEP structure. And the quality education is most important for the 21st century youth, and capable teachers are the most important factors in the pursuing of this objective. What are the objectives of foundational literacy and numeracy? We all know that holistic and multidisciplinary education. So, making learners competent in doing meaningful reading and writing by the time they enter grade 3. As per the restructured curriculum, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So, during the foundational stage, means when the child is in pre-primary stage, that is nothing but the preparatory stage. So during that stage, the developing basic understanding and competencies related to the numeracy and its related the concepts among young learners till grade 2. Just now, eminent expertise, Sonal ma'am, shared the presentation. So in that, all Sonal ma'am were there for discussing the things which are related to literacy and numeracy, how the entire scenario, how the hands-on activities, how the peer-to-peer teaching, what are the real life scenarios, so student can grasp easily. So these young learners up to the grade 2, whatever the activity-based teaching, if we are conducting in our current education system, then 100% student can learn more and more. Developing the skills among the learners to amalgamate their outside school experiences in their classroom, learning to attain foundational literacy, numeracy in a better way. The highest priority of school education will be universal acquisition of foundational learning skill by grade 3. Children who fall behind get left behind. So grade 3 means what? Up to the grade 3, every individual students have to read, can read. So it's the inflection point by which the children are expected to learn to read so that they can read to learn after that. The education system aims to achieve the foundational literacy and numeracy by 26-27, where by grade 3, every child can read with comprehension. writing skill, write basic mathematical operations like division, multiplication, subtraction, addition. Learn the basic life skills. What is the difference between literacy and numeracy? We all are knowing that oral language development, decoding, reading fluency, reading comprehensions, and writing. And now it's a challenging task after the pandemic. Even students can't pick the pencil in their hand because they are completely at their houses and parents went to their job. And even though one of the facing challenges that nuclear family, so no coordination, no communication takes place in that 2 years, and that was the big issue. So in foundational numeracy, three number concept, students are unable to count the numbers. So this is the challenging. So now in current education system, we want to implement the entire things. We want to implement the activity based teaching. We want to implement the literacy in story based teaching. We can't read as usual whatever given in the textbook.
Ashwini,
So the numbers, yes, ma'am.
the slides are not moving. Move the slides. Yeah.
Now not visible, ma'am.
They are visible, but they are not moving as per your explanations.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
ma'am. Okay.
So continue,
Yeah,
continue.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So in the numeracy, pre-number concepts, numbers and operation on numbers, then shapes and spatial understanding, measurement and data handling. See the numeracy and mathematical understanding, visualization. So it's a very important part of teaching. What are the pre-number concept? What is the so number sense and then the mathematical vocabulary. So these are the very important part. National mission and objectives of the mission. The program will be implemented in mission mode.
She is facing with some technical issues.
Yes, ma'am. I'm
Ashwini,
audible.
yeah, please,
I'm
yeah,
audible, ma'am.
please, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, welcome
Yes,
back.
ma'am. My screen is visible, ma'am.
No, it's not
Okay.
visible. In case if you're finding technical issues, you just proceed with your explanation. Don't do the screen sharing. Proceed with your explanation. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Now it's visible, no, ma'am?
No, it's not visible. No.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. No issue. I will
No
explain.
problem. Yeah. Continue. Yeah.
To make the children understand the reasoning in the domains of number, measurement, and the shapes and enable them to become independent in the problem solving by way of numeracy and spatial understanding skills. To ensure the availability and effective uses of high quality and culturally responsive teaching learning material in children's familiar home, then as well as mother language is important to focus on continuous capacity building of teachers. And nowadays, CBSE providing the same, almost more than 20 center of excellence. They are providing the continuous professional development training, in service training for teachers and educational administrators to actively engage with all the stakeholders, that is teachers, parents, students, and community. Policy matters for building a strong foundation of lifelong learning. To ensure the assessment as of and for learning through the different portfolios, group and collaborative work, the project work, different types of quizzes, role play, games, and oral presentation, short test, surprise test. So, with the help of that, our national mission of NEP definitely successful to ensure the tracking of learning levels of all the students. Now, NEP says the ELPS approach. What is that ELPS approach? So, in ELPS approach, E stands for experience. Student can experience directly with the physical objects. So, obviously, during a classroom teaching, we have to show them specific object so they can easily grasp. The L, ELPS approach, in that L stand for spoken language that describe the experience, so student can experience as per our language. Then P stand for pictures. We have to show them pictures, then only they can analyze. If we can show them A for alligator, A for apple, so we can show them whatever made by the paper or whatever made by the real apple as well. So pictures are also important, so they can represent the experience. And S stand for written symbols that generalize the experience. So this is what about the ELPS approach. Then implementation of foundational literacy and numeracy on universal level. So see, it's a teamwork. Setting up of national mission by MHRD. Then what is the plan to be implemented? So it is prepared by the state and united governments. Then its universal FLN will be definitely implemented as well as successful nearby 2025, and it's on the priority level. What is the implementation mechanism? So this FLN is a 5-tier implementation mechanism for the mission, will be set up at the national, state, district as well as block and school level. So it's a pyramid. First, it is on the basis of national mission, then state mission, then district mission, then cluster block level mission, and then when the school management 100% decided to implement, and the NEP will reach to each and every individual in rural as well as in urban areas, then automatically the entire community can participate in that and will definitely reach in a particular, not a particular, but will make a victory of a history. So this is all about my presentation, and to enhance the awareness of NEP and understanding of the personal values by changing the attitudes, changing the mindset of parents. So we can help the parents to evaluate and clarify their feelings about the environment, and then only it contributes to its problems. So definitely entire 5 tier means national, state, district, block, cluster and school can definitely reach to achieve the NEP goal, NEP mission, NEP vision, and will success. Okay. Thank you so much.
Excellent, Ashwini, excellent. Delivery also was excellent. And you said it in a very strategic way, what has to be incorporated. And I think whatever the points we have covered, we have to step down and see how we can implement them now. Because implementation takes more time than just talking. So go deeper, invent the implementation techniques. Hats off to you. Wonderful. Good. So you
Thank
can
you so much,
introduce
ma'am.
Shada ma'am, the third speaker.
Yes, ma'am. Now, our next speaker, eminent expertise on this platform is Dr. Sharda Chakravarti. Yes, Dr. Sharda is a certified career counselor, soft skill trainer, and POSH Act 2013 trainer, AIEF master trainer, RKDX speaker, educator, as well as author and motivational speaker. She is the director and founder of Golden Future Counseling and Consultancy, and she received many awards in last 3 years. Very welcome to Dr. Sharda ma'am. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Ashwani ma'am. Thank you so much. Your today's talk was very, very interesting. I really loved each and every word you said. Your opening with a powerful quote by Nelson Mandela that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. What a powerful quote by you. Thank you. And thank you so much for making this particular foundational literacy and numeracy so very easy to understand. And I thank all the speakers before me. They have spoken so much that I don't need to explain a lot because you all know everything. But still, I'll start with my today's presentation. It will be just an oral. Let me tell you, and we are all proud that our education system, that is Indian education system, is one of the largest in the world, isn't it? So very amazing. But over 260 million children are studying in more than 1.5 million schools across the country. Today, close to 97% children in the age group of 6 to 14 are going to school. They are attending the school, but not learning. That is the problem. More than half of these children are unable to read simple text or do basic maths or at the level which they are expected to. Let me share one experience. I'm a teacher who's teaching class 9 to 12, but I started my teaching career with the junior classes. These days, the examinations are going in our school, and I had to go for a duty to relieve a teacher in class 2. There were class 2 and 3 students sitting, and they were coming with their question paper and they were asking me, "Ma'am, what is written here?" Means they were not able to read the words. And when they are not able to read the words, how they will read the sentence? And if they are not able to read the sentence, how they will take out the meaning? Isn't it very sad also? Due to Corona, as discussed by many speakers, that due to Corona, the students, they have lost their fluency. And over 85% children's cumulative brain development occurs at the age, prior to the age of 6. And if children do not acquire literacy skills in the early stage, will they be able to cope with the rigorous and the curriculum in their highest classes? What do you say? Will they be able? They won't be able because the foundation is not strong. That is, the whole thing, aura moves around these particular words: foundational literacy and numeracy. So, and when they are not thorough with their literacy skills, when they are not able to understand anything, I remember my childhood days. I was very scared of maths. But today, I just compel my children, please practice. But frankly telling, I was not able to decipher the meaning of the word problems. It was a big problem for me. And because of this, the maths was so very difficult for me. And it is difficult for children. Why? Because they are not able to understand. But now, what I tell my children, see, maths is very good. Why? Because at least something is given. In other subject, nothing is given. What is this? What is that? Define this, define that. What do you say? Dr. Bedkar, what do you say? Isn't it maths interesting? Because at least something is given. Do you agree or not? So now when thank you, sir. Thank you for nodding and giving your consent. Thank you so much. I think most of us agree. So now what is happening? Now this I'm telling to these small kids. See, maths, at least you're given something. And what is happening? It is reducing the little pressure in them. Oh, yes, we are given something. We can do, we have to just find, we have to use now. You have to understand. So in this way, so if we make the foundational life of them easy, so we will have more productive citizens. And of course, if the citizens are productive, they will help in the economy, because as we all know that India has the largest population and it's growing. And why can't we use this human resources, this small little packets of energy into higher into our economical strengthening of our economy. So now today's topic, I'm just diverting, sorry for that. I hope you are all with me, because there are so much, everybody has spoken. So I'm just little bit in a different way. So now, as said by everyone, that foundation literacy means that your skills and strategies involving how you read, how you speak, how you write, and how you interpret one's thought, isn't it? That is what we are doing in the civilized world. If we are not able, see, the confusion is where? The confusion is there because when someone wants to convey their feelings, we are not able to understand, and therefore we are having some ego problems, some difficulty in understanding them. But if we all know what we are speaking, and we can only know this when our children, they know how to read, how to speak, how to interpret one's thought. The child should develop all these skills in any language. It is not that only in English, it can be only like in any language. And we all know that we can pick up any language by listening. I am from Uttarakhand, Nainital. I was a Hindi speaking person. But when I was married in Kolkata, in a Bengali family, it was very difficult for me to understand. But today I'm fluent, because today I can't write, but I can speak and I can read. So when you keep on listening, what will happen? The children, they will increase their fluency in their literacy. So in this way, they can first, when they will listen, they will start speaking, and then they will identify letters, words, and reading familiar words. And slowly, what will happen? They will speak fluently, and they can read the comprehensions, they can understand. Isn't it so easy? It's very easy. We have to take it, with the eyes, with the children, how they will do it. Now, when we talk about the numeracy, foundational numeracy, it's just simple addition, because the children, maths is so difficult, because I know, as all the educators today are sitting, you must have seen when a child gets its report card, his report or her report card, the parents are concerned only about the maths marks. Do you agree or not? You can just raise your hands. So thank you so much for being with me, being the last speaker. I know lot of input has been given by other speakers, but we are giving only importance to maths, and the child is very much pressurized. Oh my God, I have to do excellent maths. And because of this pressure and because of the problem, they are not understanding, they are not fluent in reading and writing English also. So how they are going to decode the word problems? So now it's nothing. Identifying numbers, knowing number names, finding the missing numbers, like what they are doing in the junior classes, like we are all discussing. So, but how this literacy and numeracy can be integrated? They can be integrated because I just told, if your language skill is good, if you're understanding what is there in that sum, isn't it so easy for them? Whether it is subtraction, whether it is addition, whether it is multiplication, because they know how to multiply, they know how to subtract. But the children, they don't know what the question wants to say. Whether it is, see, remember your childhood. We were also confused. So children are more confused with the too much of pressure from the parents, from the peer group, from the teachers, everywhere. So in this way, if like they understand, if their communication is good in a particular language, so they will easily do their sums. So now I move to the role of a teacher. Of course, we are all educators. We are here. And Sonal ma'am has explained so beautiful all her activities, and I am really overwhelmed. And I'm just taking the ideas, so beautiful ideas. Prakash sir has explained so well, and so well was explained by Ashwini ma'am. So now what is the role of the teacher? How she can improve the reading skills. Remember your childhood age, and your mother was cooking in the kitchen and she used to say, read out loud, because at some point she was happy that you are doing something, you're engaged. So when you are reading, so what is happening? Your ears are also listening. When more and more sense organs are used, then what happens? We all know it goes more deeper. It goes more deeper. So in this way, we can do it. Then some new words come because when the child is reading, or when the teacher is speaking to a child, she can use very beautiful words, but that words can be little difficult for the child. So we can make them understand. See, this is the meaning. And for 2-3 days, we can continuously use that word. Isn't it so beautiful? And in this way, what will happen? The children will understand, oh, this was the word and this is the meaning, and I can use it in this way. So I think we can use this. I'm just touching and going, because I know
that regional language means, in case if the child is not able to understand the language, employ a teacher of that particular language so that she can understand what the child has to communicate. It doesn't mean that the teacher of Hindi has to learn Kannada, but they can keep a teacher in Kannada who can come down to the level of the child who is not able to understand the English and the Hindi of that place, because parents migrate, transfers happen. So such kind of accidental transfers happen. Children are not taken seriously. So regional language means you have to employ a teacher of that particular state, at least one, so that she is able to communicate the barriers in the language that is there. The number 2 that you have said. And the number 3 that you have said is financial literacy. I remember in incorporating the financial literacy, I had a Monopoly game in my house. I carried the whole Monopoly game, used the currency over there, and incorporate the whole session of the vegetable vendor, told the children to carry the Monopoly money, and let's play a skit on the community helper of a vegetable vendor. Children were so happy that they are handling the money, and this is 5 rupees kg, this is 4 rupees.
I am college university principal teacher. My college PG.